Hello farmers and welcome back to Oceanside Forest. We're in the month of October. I really don't know where we last left off because it's been a while since I recorded a video, but I'm guessing it was September. I'm going to say it was in September when we last did an episode. I probably should have checked before I started recording, but I was supposed to be recording American Falls right now, but I'm having some issues with that, and I came into Oceanside Forest, and I'm seeing a similar problem I'm having. Just a fair warning for anyone that's doing the premium expansion mod or the DLC. Don't activate it and then realize that you don't want it on that save game and then deactivate it, because I ran into the problem on American Falls. That's why I'm here, and I forgot I tested it here and I got the same problem. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. If we come into crop types, you can see red beet, carrots, parsnips. You may be thinking, well, you got the DLC activated, right? If we go to the store, you can see in the store page here, I don't have any of the vegetable technology stuff here. If we go to the big equipment, I don't have the vegetable harvester or anything here. If I go to like the seeders and go on down, none of the premium expansion mods are even in the store page, but the crop type is showing. Just be aware of that. Hopefully it doesn't cause problems like it is for me at American Falls. American Falls, I'm having some issues, and maybe that's why it's not going to affect me here too much, because I'm not doing contracts or anything like that. So, yeah, I may have talked about it in my last episode of American Falls, where I've been running into some issues. I'm not sure when this episode's going to go out, because this may be an emergency video. But, yeah, anyway, some work does need to be done here. Anyways, I've been busy. The sawmill is almost full, so I can't really cut down any more trees until I skip another day. But in the month of September, no, sorry, we're in October, I do need some work done. Let me teleport back over here. And what I need to grab is my See and Spot sprayer, the big Jayco. There you are. Now let's go ahead and grab this. Good, it's got plenty of herbicide into it, because we have weeds that we need to take care of. I could have taken care of them at any time, but, you know, I figured I need to come back, give you guys an update, and plus, I need to make a farming video for this day. So, let's go ahead and unfold this. We're going to set Frank, or whoever wants to take care of this nice big field here. Take care of the weeds here. This should be, is this wheat in this field, or is this barley? This is barley. Okay, so we got barley here. Everyone say hello to barley. We got barley here. Let's go ahead and create ourselves a worker. Create job, field work, go to course play. There we go. And I want you to go that direction if you could. I'll do 2 headlands. Just do 2 headlands. And let's do just a 3% overlap. That way you won't hit any trees, I hope. Create course. Probably shouldn't take them too long to get the job done, but course play is going to take a moment. This is a decent sized field. There it goes. But you can see by the blue lines, it's not going to take it too long to get the job done. Let's go ahead and turn this on. See and Spot spray, so it's not going to use that much herbicide. I shouldn't have to keep track of it by too much. And with a decent working speed, it's going to finish the job here in no time, I hope. Let me jump out of that. All right, we're good. So we're killing weeds. Everything looks good. Expected yield 118% out of 125. Crop rotation is so-so. We're at 100%. But that's, I mean, it is what it is. There's only so much we can do. As for the chickens and ducks, I've taken care of them, of course. They are doing just fine. I think the third pen we just really got started, right? Yeah, so we got 8 young chicks and 1 young male rooster. Or is he full grown? I think he's full. It's a full-size rooster in there now. Okay, so he's old enough, but the chicks aren't. That's fine, because we don't want them to grow too fast, too quick, even though we got the food that they can be maintained on. I just realized, do I have any tractors down here? Where are all my... Okay, we got the McCormick. Let's grab the McCormick. We got to do some spraying by the power lines. Drop that off there. And we'll grab our tow-behind sprayer to do the power lines. I'm going to jump up and I'm going to show you how many trees I have cut down. I will show you all that in just a moment. But of course, we got to get some spraying done first of all. I was trying to figure out how to bring it back for an update and when to do it. And of course, with the situation with the premium expansion on American Falls causing some issues there. And then I realized, you know what, I got enough work to do here where I can make an episode out of it, I do believe. Rather than me just cutting down trees all the time. This crop should not be destructible. It should be in the first growth stage, which it is. All right, let me go ahead and turn this on here. So this will take a little bit of time to get done, but we'll get it done all the same. It's going up through here. So yeah, I've been busy cutting down trees up here when I've had the time. Been rather busy with all the other things, and of course, the premium expansion coming out with the 3 new crop types. I'm hoping to get that done on American Falls, but if I haven't at least given an update since Monday's episode, this is all going to be relevant to you if you're watching it live. If you're watching this months down the road, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday means nothing. But if you watch Monday's episode, I do believe I went over some of the issues I was having there. At this point here, I may have to start a new save game and try to get everything back up to speed. I'm trying to take contracts. I was doing a sugarcane harvest, and that is going well, but I was doing cultivating contracts as well, and I accept them, and then the contract, I mean, it shows I got the contract for the field, but when I get to the field, it says this equipment's made for contracts only. And it's like, I got the contract. I've taken other cultivating contracts. I get the job done, or at least I think I do, because I get myself a courseplay worker to take care of the job for me. I go back when my worker is done. You can see the field is cultivated. You go to the contracts, and it says 0% of the job is done. And I'm like, excuse me? I have no idea what's going on here. I just deactivated the premium expansion mod itself. And yeah, it's showing the crop types just as it is here. So yeah, not really sure what's going on there. I kind of checked on Lancy Boy's Facebook page to see if anyone mentioned anything about when the map is going to get updated for the expansion, and I haven't seen anything myself. If someone's asked, well, maybe you got a conflicting mod. I've also tried American Falls with the only mod I'm adding, the premium expansion, and it will take the red beet, but the carrots and the parsnips, if you try to plant them on the map, it says this map is not compatible, or this map does not accept those crop types. So that map does need to be updated. So if you're playing on American Falls and haven't activated the premium expansion yet, do not do so. That can cause some problems. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, yeah, do not activate the premium expansion and then deactivate it, because there's something weird going on there, not knowing that it's deactivated. I'm not too sure why it keeps showing the crop types, but hopefully that'll get patched in a while. I have seen or heard other people say they found some other small issues with the premium expansion as well. So hopefully Giants will get onto it and have a patch to fix it, sometimes sooner rather than later. But just be aware of some of the issues that you could be having with it. Maybe with the premium expansion, the best thing to do, like always it should be actually with any kind of mod that you use, maybe try it on a test map first, instead of jumping, feet first like I've done on a couple of my maps with the premium expansion. But anyways, back to what we're doing here. Yeah, so cutting down trees up by the hillside field, which is, well, it's that field over there. I'm trying not to show you the map because I don't want you to see how much I cut. Or, I mean, it's hard to see where I cut, but I have used the plow to expand the field a little bit. But you'll see how much I've gotten done. I'll show how many trees we got cut. I will say I've had to pay Billy another time. So we pay Billy for every 1,000 trees. He goes in there and removes the stumps for us. If you're kind of new to what's going on here, maybe you want to go back to episode 1 and watch what's been going on. Because why wouldn't you? But if you don't want to, Billy is kind of a friend around here. We use the Easy Developer mod to remove the stumps, because removing stumps, at first I was going to do them on the series, but then I realized how many trees I'm going to cut down. And removing stumps can be, for me, time-taking, problematic, or frustrating. So we hire Billy. We pay him $50,000 for every 1,000 stumps that he cuts up. So I remove $50,000, which at the time when we started, our money isn't the way it is now. So $50,000 now is like, yeah, just go ahead and take 50,000, whatever. And yeah, we just delete the stumps off the map after we get done cutting down the trees. And we do use a auto-loading log trailer to bring the logs down from the, well, wherever we cut them, to the sawmill. So on and so forth. Another question was brought up to me because I think I was on Sri Lanka, however you want to pronounce it. The piano production building. Well, I call it a production building. Someone actually let me know in the comments that it's actually under sell points, and it is there. You can, if you got the expansion mod loaded, you can buy and place down the piano sell point. And someone asked me if I was going to do it here because, well, we can make planks and make pianos. And after seeing on Sri Lanka what I was doing, basically the piano takes about, I think it was 4,000 or 5,000 liters of planks to make a piano. The problem is it takes 4 months to make a piano. It doesn't go through the planks fast enough for me to want to make planks here and make pianos and sell them. One, we don't need the money. You can see that. We got $20 million in the bank, so we don't need the money. And it doesn't help me get rid of the planks fast enough because at the sawmill, I could make about 60 to 70,000 liters of planks a month. And we do 1 day a month around here. So that's not going to help me get rid of the planks. And everything else I want on sell direct. And I want everything to be going to, is it Billy Buys Everything? I think that's what we call the sell point. Billy Buys Everything. We don't want to sell it to the original selling point here in the map because the prices that we get from them is ridiculously high. I would have so much more than 20 million if we were selling at the shipyard. I think that's what's called, the shipyard. So yeah, we were trying to keep the money down, but overall, I mean, we're gonna have loads of money anyways. All right, so that is the weed spraying that I need to get done with this. Everything else can be done with the Jatco sprayer, which I forgot to see who was in there spraying the field. And actually, let me just double check the map this way here. You can kind of see the map a little bit. I just want to make sure the worker's still moving, and they are. I want to make sure they weren't stuck on anything, because some areas of my fields we got trees awfully close to the edge, because we need as much fields as we can, or as much field ground as we possibly can get, because, you know, we need a lot of land. We need to harvest I'm just going to say 1.8 million liters of grain a year to feed, in the future, the 10,000 birds we're going to have a year. 6,000 chickens, 4,000 ducks. Gonna hook that back up to there. Actually, I should be putting that away. And currently we got 4,000 and change. We got 2 full coops and a couple of extras in the others. How are we going on here? We're doing very good. Kind of hard to see who's in there. Oh, it's Frank. Okay, well, we could have some issues. But he's gotten around one headland, so he's got plenty of room to get down and get done with the rest. So he should be good. All right, so let's go up and see what I've been up to, shall we? We're going to actually jump right into the versatile, because we're not cutting down any trees today, I don't believe. I may start cutting down some, but I don't have no place to really bring them. The sawmill is kind of full. So I didn't really merge the fields because I wanted to leave where we left off, or at least where I left off with you guys, and kind of see how much I've actually expanded currently. Let me go ahead and put the fly mode on so we can get a better view. So yeah, we've expanded this much this year since harvest season. You can see where we harvested during the season, how much we've added since the season ended, at least for harvesting anyway. So a decent size. And then I said I was going to go across the road. I got all that cleared out and I plowed that. And then I have cleared that out and I haven't plowed that yet. And you can see all the stumps are gone. So yeah, if we go to this map here, you can see we had wheat in this field right here. And this is how much we expanded. So this field here, we harvested like 350,000 liters of wheat off it this past season. So I'm hoping with the amount of land I've opened up, that may be doubling the size of the field, which will be good. So we harvested, what did we harvest last year? 1 million something? Hang on a second, we can see. Yeah, just over 1 million liters. 1,017,000 liters. So maybe we're going to be up to 1.3 million currently with what we're opening up. So I mean, we are getting there. I need to turn off flight mode so I can get into the versatile. Let's go ahead and expand this field here, and then I'll merge it from there across the road. Let's get it all merged together. And of course, once again, the reason why we're doing this field and not the others is because this field here needs to be planted with sorghum with the crop rotation that we got. And sorghum can't be planted till the spring, so this gives me some time to get up here and remove the trees and not worry about crop that we have in the ground. So let me go ahead here. Now the interesting thing what's going on up here, if you saw, let me lower the plow down here. We are now, not currently, but we'll be here in just a second. We are now on the map's edge. I left a row of trees on the map's edge for a couple of reasons. One, not every tree can be cut down on the map's edge. Two, I did try to cut down one, and with the map's edge, it kind of came a problem. I was kind of worried of the tree going on the other side of the map's edge, and I won't be able to do anything about it other than I can go into Easy Developer Mod and probably remove logs, because that's what it would be at this point. I just don't want any problems. Plus, I don't want to get... You can kind of see where the map's edge is. You can see where the ground is and where the edge is. So I just didn't want to have any issues with my equipment getting on the wrong side of the map. You can... I've done it on a map before. You can cross the map's edge sometimes. If you do it right, you can. I don't remember what map it was. I don't even know if I was even recording. I don't know. But it is possible. At least it was. I don't know if it's still... Either way. I didn't want any issues getting on the other side of the map. So, I'm going to leave like about a line of trees going up through. And I don't know how many more trees I got left, but I want to get up to where the power lines are. But it looks like it gets a little steep up in through there. So, the power lines are not that far. We'll go ahead and check it out in a little bit here. But let me get this kind of plowed on in, so we can keep on expanding this field here. So, yeah, I mean, if my calculations are roughly correct, which they usually are not, yeah, 1 million liters, I'm thinking we just opened up maybe another 300,000 liters so far since harvest season. I need 1.8 million. So my goal for this upcoming, well, we're not into next year yet, but when we do, I'm hoping next year we harvest 1.5 million, and then I can work to open up just a little bit more, which you guys want me to open up by the power lines and cut down the birch trees, which is fine, so we'll do that. And hopefully we can just open up another 300, 400,000 liters where we're at. Now, the thing that's going to be tricky, because we are doing crop rotation and precision farming here, a lot of the land that we're plowing, like right here, is considered like fresh ground. So when I plant here, the crop rotation is going to be 115% because it reads the ground as follow, and then boom, we plant sorghum and we get 150% on the crop rotation. And plus, the yields is going to be really, really high with all the lime, the fresh lime, the fertilizer. You understand the process. The issue that we kind of get, like where we're spraying the weeds, or Frank is currently, that crop rotation number is going to come down. So it was 115% on the northern part of the field. Next year might be 110%. So we're losing some yield in some areas. So the yield isn't going to be as good in some areas, and eventually it's all going to be just 100% instead of 115%. So we are going to be losing some yield, but not extreme amounts. So if I didn't open up any of the fields this year, if like we didn't open up this and just harvested the same fields that we had last year, we would not harvest probably 1 million liters, even that. So at least that's what I'm thinking. I don't think we would, because the crop rotation would go down and down until it gets to 100%, because with a rotation of sorghum, barley, and wheat, and we keep that rotation up, it's 100% across the board. And if you're saying, well, why don't you put in a crop that way every other year, the field gets back up to 115%, because we're trying to plant the crop that the birds' food would be, which are sorghum, wheat, and barley. We looked at it earlier when I had smaller fields, and I was planting soybeans, but a year planting soybeans and not getting feed out of the ground, we were just losing more than what we would gain. Don't remember what episode we talked about that, went over the numbers, but it just didn't make sense to put in soybeans one year to get the crop rotation back up to 115%. Because basically you're putting a crop in the ground. I don't need the money, So putting soybeans in the ground and selling it, like, ooh, you get the money from the soybeans, which is usually nice. But when you got a bank account of 20 million and you really don't have anything else to buy, you own all the land. We got a lot of big equipment. I don't need any more equipment. We don't need it. So the money we don't need. So putting soybeans in to get money and get the rotation back up, we're just looking at the number-wise for getting the feed to the birds. Because like I said, we need like 1.8 million liters. Not exactly 1.8 million, but I think 1.7 is what we need. But we better get 1.8 just to be sure. Just to be sure. So by at least bringing you guys back and showing that we're getting the weeds taken care of, I can show you exactly how much we opened up. I can kind of get things straightened away. I can move on to the month of November, which means the sawmill is going to burn through that wood. I can start cutting down some more trees. And before you know it, I'll be up by the power lines. At least I get to use a Versatile. The first big tractor that we purchased here, I think. We didn't use it that much because I had a hard time pulling the smaller of the drills. I don't want to see a small drill because it is an 18, I think it's an 18 meter wide drill. It could pull it, but we were getting too much slippage on the tires. We were not getting the traction with the dualies. So we went to the Fendt with traction, with tracks on it. That did a little bit better, but the tracks were slipping on that. Then we got the Big Bud. I mean, it's not a horsepower issue that we have here. It was traction. The Big Budwood dualies did better than the Fendt, but I was still getting the slippage. Then I just asked a simple question. Would you guys like to see the dualies or triples on the Big Bud? And just a few people chimed in, and they all said triples, so we put triples on the Big Bud. And now the Big Bud has no problem, and that is hauling a 30 meter wide drill. So the Big Bud wins. I could probably put triples, not on this Versatile. I have to get the modded Versatile pack, but it looks like I need triples to haul the big equipment and get some good traction here. So one thing though, with at least Billy going around and taking care of the stumps, I don't have to worry that I get the entire stump. You know, sometimes if you are taking care of the stumps manually, you think you got rid of the whole stump and then you move on, and then you go to plow, then you realize there's a little bit sticking up, or there is some underground that you can't quite see, and then you hire a worker, and then the worker kind of stops or goes around it, and you're like, why is the worker missing that part of the field? Because there's a stump under the ground and it sees it as a blocked object, so it wants to go around it. You may not be able to see it, but it's underneath there. If you're on PC and you have the console mode or developer mod on, I think it's F5? Yeah, if you turn on F5 and just keep hitting F5, you would be able to see underground objects, so on and so forth. So it kind of helps you out. But since we're using the Easy Developer mod to remove all the stumps get removed 100%. So I don't have to worry when I'm plowing that I'm going to clip up a stump, or there's a stump underground. So when I hire a worker to do some work, the worker's going to be like, hey, there's something underground I can't work past here. You need to help me. And it goes around, so. The beautiful JCB over there with our field service trailer. That has come in very handy. I've had to refuel and repair the tree harvester a few times. It's better than, originally we were bringing it down on the lowboy, back to the workshop, repairing it, bring it down to the harbor and refueling at the fuel pumps. And after a while, it gets to be like, I don't want to spend 20, 30 minutes of real time. For me, that time, I need to be cutting down trees. I've still got the F5 mod on. That is showing me, yeah, that's showing me the silos down there. Let me hit F5 again. There we go. That's gone. Yeah, so that half hour of me, you know, bringing up the Winter Wolf with the lowboy, loading up the tree harvester, driving down, repairing it for a quick second, refueling it for a quick second. Field service trailer does so much better. I do believe the field service trailer is on all platforms. And once again, all the mods I use should be in the description below. Just got to click on the mods description link. and that should bring it to an XML page. And all the mods there, pretty much, I'd say 99% of them, are on the Giants Mod Hub. So if you have a question, is it on this platform or that? Of course, it's on PC because that's why I play on, so any mod I use is on PC. I don't think I've ever seen a mod, though, that's for console and not PC. But either way, if you're wondering if it's for console, whatever, just click on the link. It'll bring it to the Giants Mod Hub, and in the description, it'll tell you what platforms it's available for. All right, I'll take care of the rest of the plowing afterwards. I think you guys seen enough of that. Let me go ahead and turn that off here. Let's run up here, and we can see how much further I got till I get to the power lines. The power lines are my border for this field here. I can't really go that much further that way because the harbor's not that far, and then the slope is probably going to be too much. The only problem with the slopes around here is probably for my header on the combine. It may give me some issues, so but besides, I got more trees to cut down here. And again, if you've never done tree harvesting, you may look in here and like, it doesn't look like that many trees here. Cutting down that many trees with a tree harvester, and even with an auto-loading log trailer, and then bringing them down to the sawmill, that is probably 3 to 4 hours worth of tree harvesting, I would think. Yeah, probably that much. The power line's right here. And looking at the slope, maybe I wouldn't have an issue too much. I think I would have an issue with a harvester if I was harvesting like this line right here, because we do got a 60-foot header. I think the header would be too far up that hill there, and it'll be digging into the ground there, and it wouldn't be... Thank you, Frank. You did give me problems. You left the course. Sure you did. Yeah, so I think our header might have a problem here. I'll make my decision, see how far I get cutting down trees if I want to go up to the power lines, but we're so close. So close to the power lines. And why not go to the power lines? Because using a Courseplay worker, which are pretty smart these days compared back to the FS15 days. I think that's when it started. Late FS15 is when it started, possibly. Yeah, Courseplay has gotten really, really smart on that kind of stuff. But I want to keep that as my border anyways. Now if I look at the map here, not this map, if I go here, yeah, now you can see how much we have opened up. This year, yeah, this field's getting kind of big. Let's go ahead and, because someone may ask, because someone usually does. Currently, I'm at 39 hours in the tree harvester. And again, I do get this question quite often. Why not get yourself a worker or Courseplay to cut down the trees for you? That's not a thing. If anyone knows of a Courseplay or... I don't know of any mod that will cut down the trees for you. Even if there is one, I think the process would be too long, and I can see a lot of problems happening with that. So all that work cutting down trees in the tree harvester, the 39 hours, I think it was, that's all me in the tree harvester. And I don't leave the tree harvester running when I'm not in it. So I've spent 39 hours of my life in that tree harvester cutting down. And are you ready for it? Because I know some people been wanting to see the numbers. Okay, we'll just say 5,200 trees have been cut on this map right here. 5,200, not too bad. And currently getting close to 123 and a half hours. But I will admit, probably 5 or 6 hours of that is me when I'm not recording, but cutting down trees. I'll get up and walk around the house for a while, take a break from cutting down trees. So probably like 5 hours or so, or me, the game's running and I'm not here. Why did it say he left the course? He's in the field. I'm not sure. Let me go to the map here because I got to see exactly where the weed problem is. Okay, so you just got a little. You did like 90% of the field. That's fine. I think we can manage one more pass here. And then I got to bring this down to the harbor field, which is rather small compared to this field here. I'll probably do that myself. I'm not going to bother getting Courseplay because I could probably do that myself. Because this has a working speed of 15 miles an hour, as you can see. And it won't take me long to get that done at all. I'm trying to see where the weeds are that we missed, or he missed. And we are done with the weeds in this field. So at least now I am down to being only on 2 maps currently. Last week at this time, I was technically on 4 maps. We had American Falls, which is still going, but as I mentioned, some issues there. You're right here in Oceanside Forest. I was still on Goldcrest, which ended... Well, like I said, I don't know when this episode's going to go out, but just ended recently. And, of course, I was on Zilanka doing the Premium Edition. Yeah, all the weeds are gone here. This field we're not planted in yet, so I just got this field here to do. So getting back just on 2 maps, it's going to be easier to keep track of what I was doing to some extent. But like I said here, I've been doing a lot of work, but I can't remember when I recorded the episode exactly what we were doing. But I think we were done harvesting in September, or was that August, and we were planting in September. That seems more right what we're doing. So we'll take a little trip on down to the harbor field, just so you can kind of see what's going on. Yeah, so next year we'll go ahead and start cutting down the birch trees. Just make the field bigger on either side, and that way we can use the bigger equipment. The birch trees, yeah, I don't think... I know some people said they don't think the tree harvester is going to cut it. I'm not sure why. You may have experienced yourself that it will or will not. Is that Liberty sitting in the... Yep, Liberty has arrived. That's our doggo sitting right there. We have a dog around here to keep all of the predators away from our caged birds. But you never know with predators. They can find their way in. Either way, Liberty's out there trolling. Yeah, rolling around the fields and doing what they need to do to keep our birds protected. Yeah, we call this the harbor field, well, because of obvious reasons. It's down here by the harbor. Along with our beautiful log home that's over there that I always say when I put down my home, we'll come back and decorate it. And of course, I never really do. I might actually have done some decorating on Hinterland. I may have, I'm not too sure. So here is the harbor field. Now, all these fields that you're seeing, in case you're new to this series, I mean, basically, there were trees everywhere. I had to clear out all the trees to get the fields here. Now, the hillside field, the one that we were just up there plowing in, a little bit of that field, now I can say a little bit because the size of that field, the way it's getting, a little bit of that field was kind of open. I don't want to say it was clear cut, but there was a big, or a certain, hang on a second. This part, like right here, there was maybe like 20 trees into it, rather than like what you saw over here where there's like hundreds of trees. So I had to clear out 20 trees and we got the hillside field done. I don't think I got anything matching. Oh yeah, there is a part over there I originally looked at thinking I was going to put a field over there, but that terrain is so... It's bad. It's going to be bad for our harvester for sure. Our harvester would have a hard time, well, not the harvester itself, but the header would have such a hard time harvesting all the crop because the ground is so uneven. I get a lot of miscrop, and then of course with crop destruction being on, we just destroy too much crop, so it's not worth it. But I would say we're not doing that bad here. Unless we were... Yeah, the original goal was 10,000 birds, which we're back to. And at one point, for a while there, I was thinking, let's go for 20. And then realizing how much grain we're going to need for 20,000 birds and how much land I need to open on up, that was going to be too much. Because you can imagine 20,000 birds. We got enough to feed 6,000 birds currently. So the fields that you see can feed 6,000, excluding the part that we have expanded since the end of harvest season. We can feed 6,000 birds. So if I was going for 20,000, that means I would need 3 times the amount of fields that are open, and that still wouldn't cover 20,000 birds. So, and honestly, you know, I've liked cutting down the trees. It's been kind of interesting and fun. is starting to get to be just a little bit on the edge of my nerves sometimes. Just cutting down trees, because sometimes you tree harvesters out there know. Why does it seem like you can go like an hour and a half cutting down trees with no problems, and then for some reason, every time you cut down a tree after that, when the tree's coming out of the tree harvester and stripping the branches off it and the limbs, the trunk of the tree gets stuck on a stump, and it flips your tree harvester around, and then sometimes the logs don't come out of the tree harvester like it should, and it lands on your harvester, gets stuck on your tracks, and you get to a point where it starts to get frustrating because you got to keep getting on out. And what would really suck for a lot of you, luckily I'm on PC, I can do super strength and all that. I can just get out and grab the stump, move it aside. If I need to, pick up the tree harvester by hand and flip it back upright if it won't upright itself. But for those that don't have that kind of stuff, it'd be frustrating to have to reset your tree harvester and drive all the way back to where you were and get started all over again. It can be it can be a lot. But yeah, we have reached 5,200 trees cut on this series, and I don't know how many I'm going to have cut by springtime, but that's probably when you'll see me next. At least on this series, I should say. Because there's nothing else left to do throughout the winter, because the fields now have all been taken care of, except for the field that we need to work in. When we replant in that field next spring, we'll have to, of course, do soil sampling, lime spreading, and then drilling of the sorghum, which will probably be the shortest task of all. Well, soil sampling will be pretty quick too, but you know what I mean. So the only thing I got left to do this winter, other than take care of the birds, make sure they're fed, because we are running the enhanced animal mod, which means that the birds run out of food, they won't be around after a few hours because they had no food. So I'll be taking care of the birds, and then keep stuffing up the sawmill as much as I can, cutting down more trees at my leisure, and then we'll be back here, and it will be, I'll probably do it in March when we come back. That way we can prepare the field in March, because I'm probably not going to harvest the trees every month, and because it's going to get to me. It's just like, I've had enough, let's just move on and get to where I'm actually just doing something else rather than cutting trees down here on Oceanside Forest. But there we go. I think all the weeds are now done, and with See and Spot spraying, I'm not using any herbicide whatsoever, but let me just double check here on the weed chart. Yeah, we're all set in the weeds. And this is, like I said, another reminder as I started this episode, be careful with the premium expansion once you activate it on a map, because I've done this now on 3 maps. I did test it on a Goldcrest map, but not on the map I was playing on. It was on my test map. But I don't have it activated, but it's showing the vegetable types right here. And just to confirm, we have no vegetable harvesters here. Actually, wait, there is a, where can I do? Mods and DLCs activated. So you can see from Farming Simulator, we got the Platinum, we got the Kubota Pack, we got the Horsch, and we got the AGI. I do not have the Premium Expansion mod activated, but yet it's showing the crop types. We got the Precision Farming on. It's not there. It is not there, but it's showing the vegetables as being there, and it's causing a problem on my American Falls map greatly. I mean, I can still do things, but from like doing contracts, and sometimes on American Falls, I'll walk to another tractor, and I'll stop walking. Well, at least I'll let up on the W key for walking forward. I'll let go, and my character will just keep walking for like another minute without doing anything. So it's locking up the controls on American Falls. I hope I don't have that problem here, because if I do, that's going to make things difficult. If you say, well, go back to an old save, which in your Farming Simulator files, if you know that, it will back up your save files. The problem is my backup save for this, I don't have a lot of those trees cut up there, and I don't want to go back. So, I mean, it goes back far enough to where the part that we were plowing still has trees in it. And that's like 300 trees, I think. Somewhere around 300 trees. I don't want to cut them down again. So right now it's not causing an issue other than it's showing the vegetables being on here. So yeah, I'm not too sure. But yeah, with that being said, we are pretty much done here for this episode in the month of October. I don't have much more I can do myself off camera, so I'll probably just call it a day, go to November, get up in my lovely little tree harvester and start cutting down some more trees, stuff the sawmill once again. And when I had enough doing tree cutting, or need to make an episode of Farming Simulator, and I don't have American Falls to go on to, we'll be back here on Oceanside Forest and planting, well, at least prepping the field to be planting some sorghum into it in the springtime. And before you know it, we'll probably just zip right through the summer, and we'll be back to harvesting. Trying to get to 1.5 million liters harvested next season with this equipment all around here. And there's a big bud with the triples on it. And our 30-meter wide drill, and the tank. And this is the smaller drill. Kind of weird to say smaller drill when it's 18-meter wide. But there it is. Yeah. And someone did mention, though, they thought that this had an option for the hitch in the back. So I could have the drill before the tank. But the way this is set up, I don't see how a hitch would go on the back of that. Unlike this one here does. I could be wrong, but I don't see how this would go up there and would need all the air hoses and everything coming off there. Maybe it does. Maybe it would run up to the top. I don't know. Actually, you know what? We could look at that real quickly here. I would have to go to Cedars. Scroll on down here. Is that the 18 meter? I think it is. So, no, there's no options over here for, at least on the 18 meter wide one, to run that before the tank. And if people are asking why would you like to do that, because when you're drilling, at least when I drill with this way back, as far as it is, trying to turn at the right angle sometimes can be a little tricky because, I mean, you know where the tractor is, and I can kind of guess where this is going to be turning, but I can't get it just quite lined up as well, especially when I got trees right on the field's edge. This setup here, I really don't have much of a problem with. This one do. Sometimes I do. But anyways, yeah. Not going to worry about it too much because I may not be using that much longer anyways. But all the weeds are taken care of. I need to be cutting down some trees, and I need to get to work. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Oceanside Forest. But until then, have a good one.